we're gonna do a journal collection. So excited to be filming this video. I have been wanting to make this video for years, and I've been saying that I've been meaning to make this video for years, so it feels so awesome to finally have the time to sit down, gather all of these journals from safe places throughout my home, and get ready to share with you my massive journal collection. As you just saw, I have in front of me 2, 4, 6, 8, 14, 22, 4, I think about 35 journals, and these are not all of them. I definitely have more journals in storage from first grade, second grade, and third grade, but I think you get the gist, and I just didn't want to go downstairs and have to dig to find those journals. So I also needed to make a clarification between my Is she? They could be sleeping all day, and as soon as I hit record, they're making noise, they're bouncing off the walls, they're getting into trouble. Marnie's knocking over tripods. My God. I think they pick up on my on-camera energy because suddenly I'm like really upbeat. Not like I'm faking it, but you know, I'm like speaking loud, and I think they pick up on that energy and get a little cuckoo. I did want to clarify that these are my journals, but I also do have my notebooks, sketchbooks, and planners, and I consider those to be separate and not as like sacred as these. This is going to be more of just like an overview of the collection, and then I want to break down some of my favorite journals in more specific videos about each one. So if there is a journal that catches your eye that you want me to show you more of, please leave that in the comments down below, and then whichever ones get the most comments or thumbs up, I'll make a dedicated video for that journal. And then I do have a journal video up already. We'll get to that once I show you that journal. I'm going to try to do this chronologically from the earliest journal that I have from childhood up to the ones that I'm currently using. And then I'll try to show bits of each journal. But like I said, we'll go into more depth if you want a full video on one of the journals, but I anticipate that this will be a long video, so thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below if you're excited for this, if this is what you want to see, and which journals you want me to show you more of. I also plan on doing videos about how I create spreads if you want to see that as well, so I'll do that in a few months when I'm planning out my 2023 journal. With all of that being said, please give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. Please subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram if you enjoy journal content. I do share pages of my journal on my Instagram story more frequently than I would in a YouTube video. Let's get started with the first journal that I have right here. This is my 4th and 5th grade journal, I believe. It's a diary, actually. So back in the day, you know, we have the Dear Diary entries. The earliest date is from March 19th, 2008. And I actually did a full video on this diary, so I'll leave that video above and down below. This is my 7th grade diary, and it is full of some juicy confessions, embarrassing stories, 7th grade drama, and a lot of Twilight stuff. I was pretty consistent though, and that's the one thing I forgot to mention, is that I have been consistently writing in a journal or a diary or a notebook since the earliest I can remember is my Hello Kitty journal in the 1st grade when I was 6 years old. And ever since then, I felt the need and desire to write my day. I'm 27 now and I still need to write, so it is really cool to kind of witness such a passion or talent of mine, like from such an early on age to today. And now I have so many memories that I'll never forget in front of me, and that's really the root of this, is I just never wanted to forget. I never wanted to forget what someone said or how I was feeling or a specific moment, and I tried so hard to document all of it, and I'm so glad that I did. So the second earliest journal that I believe I have here is this beautiful black one with my initial on it. This is my 8th grade journal. I really, really enjoyed this one. I also loved how the pages were pink with a black frame around it. I write, journal, tonight is my first night sleeping in my dream bedroom downstairs. It is so sick, very excited. This is Christmas Eve 2009, and it was my first night in my new dream teenage. Was I a teenager yet? Maybe 14, 13. It was my first night in my dream teenage bedroom in the basement of my parents' home. If you watched my manifestation video, I do share a little bit about how that came to be and how I truly did manifest that bedroom. But now we have my first night in that dream bedroom. I'm also really happy because Christmas is tomorrow. My first night in my new room and it's Christmas Eve. That's special. Journal. Today, another great family Christmas came and went. For me, Christmas started at about 4 o'clock in the morning when I was awakened by Logan, my brother, standing in my doorway. Let's go see what Santa got us, he exclaimed. I picked up my phone, saw the time, and quickly shooed him out of my room. I woke up at 8 to find both the boys playing with their toys. I grabbed my Glee CD I knew I was getting from Santa, and laid half asleep on the couch playing with Caleb, my other brother. Ooh, let's see what I got for Christmas in 8th grade. The year was 2009, and I received a Glee CD from Santa, a Taylor Swift piano book, another Taylor Swift piano book, Marc Jacobs Daisy perfume, oh my gosh, a Twilight Scene It game, New Moon Companion illustrated book, Pink Panther notebook, a mani-pedi set, 2 lip glosses, and 3 nail polishes. That is the most 8th grade / 2009 thing I've ever read. I want to do a full video sharing some entries with you. If you were interested in that, please let me know. This journal means a lot to me, and it encapsulates that preteen, middle school energy, I think, with kind of a really sad twist because it was also the year that my grandmother lost her battle to cancer, and it takes you through those last final days. From my perspective, like the last time I reread this, I was sobbing, but I think it's really healing. I kind of want to share it with you if that's something you want to see. This one is a good one. I think this was a little bit before the journals I just mentioned, but this was my fashion journal. I'm sharing some of my fashion designs. When I was really young, obviously I wanted to be a fashion designer, so I used to draw all of these different outfits in here. I think I made a few TikToks about them, so you can see those to see more of these. I will say that after I finished my 8th grade journal and I started 9th grade, I started doing it digitally because I had a laptop for school. So I've got binders up in my office, big binders dedicated to 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, and then all through college, because I would type out journal entries, print them out, and put them into the binder. So that is where a lot of my writing ended up. But I think this one is my junior year journal, but I do write in it a little bit my sophomore year as well. I used to do kind of like a bud and a thorn of your day, like that prompt, if you know what that is. I used to do a positive thing of my day. I think my therapist actually came up with this. I wrote down a positive thing that happened each day and then something to live for, which sounds very dramatic. And the first entry starts May 4th, 2012. So it was my sophomore year, I think. Sophomore year going into, no, junior year going, no, yeah, oh my God. This was definitely 10th grade. I mean, I was basically just like madly in love with my English teacher for all of these, and each day the positive was that I saw her. It's like so funny. They're all such high school things that I was like, was a positive. Like I got to hang out with so-and-so, or I got compliments on my outfit, or my favorite teacher talked to me, and I was like looking forward to school every single day. I said I was living for school tomorrow, or like doing something in school tomorrow, and everything that I was positive or thankful for has to do with school. I really did love high school in the moment. I don't think I could ever go back, but like when I was in that bubble, oh, I was very much in love with it. This one's good. So on June 26, 2012, it was a Tuesday, and then I write love at first sight, question mark. I also have a note from an English teacher in here. I met a guy at what? Oh my gosh. November 30th, 2012, I got my first paycheck, like ever. It's legit in the mail. I will never ever have another first paycheck come to the house of my parents for me. Special moment, I write. And then I saved it. Do you wanna know how much my first paycheck was? I was an art teacher assistant for like kids camps and birthday parties. I was paid $12 an hour, and on my first paycheck, I received $50.95, and that was such a big moment. I literally still have a photo of myself holding this paycheck because I couldn't wait to be 16 and be able to get a job. That was very tricky for me because I had to pay for everything. My parents couldn't afford a lot, so I felt so like out of control not being able to pay for anything. Oh, this is the day I fell in love with Amy Winehouse. January 2nd, 2013. Amy Winehouse is a god. I have pictures from a high school dance in here. So just, oh my God, I've got the receipt from dinner, and then I've got a solo pic of me at the dance and a big group picture of us eating. Oh my, this is like I don't even know if I want to like remember this night. February 10th, 2013. Last night was snow days. It was the best school dance I've been to, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I went with a really great group of people. Aww. Since it's snow days, it's tradition that the girls pay the guys at dinner, even though I'm saving to get the hell out of here. Classic teenager thing to say. The school part was fun and social, but I wish more teachers were there. I was so in love with teachers. Like, how did I not know I was queer? I was waiting and waiting for the after party time, but when it finally came, it wasn't as great. No one was sharing booze. I mean, there was no underage drinking. And despite my goal, I did not hook up with Kevin. Keep in mind in high school, when my friends and I would say the term hook up, we meant like kissing. It almost never meant what it means now. I forgot I had such a big crush on this Kevin kid. Before you knew it, we'll be married. Oh my God, I love him so much. Oh my God, we're not. Let me know if you want a full video on reading my junior year journal, because holy crap. I want to read all of these, but this is going to be such a pain to edit if I'm just sitting here reading them. So we've got my journal from junior year, and then this journal goes into my senior year of high school. It starts the summer before senior year going into my senior year. Oh my God. One of the last entries is prom, and I have all these photos from my senior prom. I'm just so glad I did this, because even though I'm only 27, when I'm 47, 55, God knows how long I make it, but I'm gonna have this, and I'm gonna have photos and receipts and handwritten notes. I have my prom invite here. Like, I'm just so glad I kept all of this. Oh, so I have my senior year snow days entry. Oh, I write, Lydia's house is like a cottage, a safe haven where I'd run away to in the woods to escape and find myself. There is so much depth in everything, the plants, the fish, pictures, books, food. Such a little world. I feel like it's a timeline of her life. Like her story is professed by every vintage photo taped to her wall, stickers stamped on her mirror, books piling on the many piles and lines of added on bookshelves that overpower her room. There are maps of various places around the world hanging up on her walls. It felt like we weren't just in her room, but in a combination of London, California, Texas, and various places painted with oil strung by canvases. No wonder she's so in depth with nature and words. She's living in a world where her rabbit has free range of their basement and books overtake her bedroom carpet. I was kind of jealous, especially when walking in her hallway to her bedroom, because on the walls were large frames of every single school picture throughout the years. So this is what it's like to be an only child, I told her as I passed 14 school pictures of Lydia, not to mention the various senior pictures hanging in their living room. I don't think my own mother has put up a single school picture of mine in our house. Now I just want to make a video reading entries from every single journal, because I have not opened a lot of these, so that is crazy, but I'm trying to be quick and efficient here. So that is senior year. After senior year, we have the summer journal after senior year going into my first year of college. I love this one. I tried a few years ago to like make videos on my vlog channel reading entries from this journal, but this one feels like a coming of age movie. When I was living it, when I was rereading it, I love this journal so much. Because it's at that time, like it was the summer after senior year, and it really was just like the movies to me. And there's so much that I did with friends that like feel like once in a lifetime. And I still have pictures from so many fun nights with friends, and a tag from Urban Outfitters when I bought a $60 dress. I wonder what that, oh, that's for my birthday. I have photo booth photos in here. Oh my God. Polaroid from grad parties. Yeah, this is a really fun journal and I'd love to share more of it with you someday. After my summer before college, it means the next journal would be this beautiful one. This journal was given to me by my favorite high school English teacher at my high school graduation. It was a lovely gift and I used it for my freshman year of college. It means a lot to me because on the inside, my teacher wrote a very nice inscription. She writes, "Makayla, you've tasted much bitterness in this world, but now it's time to taste the sweetness of this life. Keep dreaming, keep writing, and don't forget that even in the ugliest of times, there is still beauty. Your teacher and friend," and then her name. I could cry. Like, I had a very hard childhood and upbringing, and I'll probably never ever get into it fully, but she was this adult figure that I had that helped me through so much as a child and was always there for me at any time, night or day, and she did a lot that she didn't have to do, and I'm so grateful because she gave me literally something to look forward to. Like, I used to just like be excited to go to school so that I could like say hi to her. And I really needed that motivation as a teenager, so that means a lot. Oh my God, I have one of the Taylor Swift 1989 Polaroids in here. So I used the journal that she got me my freshman year of college, which I will say was an incredibly hard year for me. And I can do a full video maybe going through this. I have never reread this journal because it is just so deep in like, I just can't. Oh my God. I write about the first time I Skyped my high school friends when we were at college, August 25th, 2014. We see snippets of each other's new lives, no larger than a 13-inch widescreen. And based off of that geometric autumn painting and head base of a high chair, and it's up to us to fill the gaps the spaces Skype can't show. Oh, never mind. That was not about a friend. That was about a teacher I was Skyping. Thanksgiving break 2014. This is when I reunite with my best high school friend after being away at college. She picked me up from the airport. I write, "When Emily and I got in my car tonight, she told me, it's funny, we haven't seen each other for so long that we should be like, oh my God, and catching up and all of that. But I feel like I also just saw you yesterday. I laughed and agreed because it was true." This is gonna make me really sad and nostalgic. Oh my God, I have the entry from when a boy that I really liked in high school apologized to me years later for like not liking me back, basically. But like, it's deeper than that. Oh, this was my New Year's Eve party that I went to in 2015. I told every thought I've ever had about him, everything. How I spent a year falling for him, thinking if I waited around he'd choose me, and how I once thought he could be my first, how I can't tune my guitar without thinking about him because he's the one who taught me how. And he sat in silence for a very long time, put his hands over his face and closed his eyes, and he said he was sorry. More than once. Along with how he'll probably never know to what extent he did or how he made me feel, but he never meant to hurt me. And I finally know it wasn't all in my head and that he did in fact like me too. Wow, the drama that came with being 19 years old. Oh my God. And then it gets very like, this is why I don't understand. How did I not know that I also liked girls? And then after I write about this boy, right, and how he apologized, I write, anyway, last night was the best I could ever ask for. So many new wild memories. I think I kissed every girl there. I had so many New Year's Eve kisses. Who's gonna tell you? Not to mention the girls went to the coat room and kept flashing each other over and over again because we kept forgetting to look. Oh my God, I want to reread this. That was freshman year of college. This is more of a self-made journal slash book. I think I did want to publish this at the time, but it's a little collection of poems and I titled it I Am 19 and then on the back, and I am free. So I learned how to make books in high school for a project, and I used to love doing it with certain collections. It's just cardboard with paper and a few printed out photos. And I hole punched all the papers and used this string to make a little book. The back cover has fallen off since then. I would love to make a full video sharing with you this book, I Am 19, but I will read the first entry of it for you, or like the intro, I guess, so that you get an idea as to what it's about. The first thing that you see when you open it is a picture of me as a child, and then I write, I have always thought in extravagant lengths. Large portions of my childhood spent staring at the ceiling of my living room, imagining life beyond my own, or spinning. Spinning, 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 around and around, my eyes sealed shut until stars formed, and I truly believed if I spun fast enough, I would be transported elsewhere. My thoughts have brought me worlds and galaxies between my eyelids to escape to, and I simply assumed everybody had thoughts that worked like mine. It wasn't until nearly 20 years old, nannying and teaching children of all sorts, did I realize that a thought as raw in form as my own is a rare thought to come by in a child. Most seemed bored by the idea of thinking. Most needed something more than a ceiling full of assorted dots to create a universe in their head, and most, up to my age and beyond, never seemed to consider writing their thoughts down as an important part of having them. I, on the other hand, am nothing without my written thoughts. While my writing comes in all forms, short and summarized to lengthy and dramatic, prose, poetry, creative and concise, there was a freeing exhale after graduating high school when I came to discover that there is simply no limits to what you call a poem. I dabbled in poetry since I can remember, working endlessly to fill a sonnet or find a rhythm when really I need to find a voice. Of course, that came naturally over time, and as I entered my first year of college, my first time moving out of my childhood home and onto my own, states away in Ohio, my first love, heartbreak, and realizations in between, I wrote down my thoughts as they came and my thoughts as they expanded into more. Much of these are simply memories of moments I wish not to forget, as much of my writing is, and there are moments or thoughts so raw to a touch that I do not fret over flow or validation of a poem. Here are my thoughts and here are my words. I am 19 years old and this is how I saw the world. I am so happy that I made this. Then the title page, I have 19 with a photo of myself at 19. To be 27 and to have this, like, oh my God, it's so special to me. The first poem in here is for my father. I write, "My father smelled of hot mochas and kindling wood in our fireplace. He would come home in the afternoon, smelling like the hood of a truck's engine, covered in soot, grease, and oil, always chasing me around the kitchen for a hug. When I was 15 and fearless, he sat in the passenger seat of his truck and I fumbled through our neighborhood, hands on his steering wheel, his voice a map, but he never spoke more than a few words. 3 times he came with me to the DMV, where I once again faltered through test after test until one September afternoon, I left smiling." That's about how my dad taught me how to drive. There are so many little snippets of my life in here. I wonder if there's one more that I could, oh my God, I forgot how big this is. I also roughly cut all the pages because I wanted to give it that like rugged page texture. Oh, okay, this is the last poem I'll share out of this, but let me know if you want to see a full video on this book because I'm really proud of some of these pieces, and up until today, I completely forgot that I even like wrote these because I used to write like a lot every single day. Like crazy. Anyway, this is an untitled piece about my childhood bedroom. "A room painted yellow, nursery Van Gogh. So square, I squirmed to find the room to grow. 12 winters too slow. Too many nights the earth stood still. Snow globes, stuffed bears, carvings on my windowsill. Overpriced dolls and piled books so high. Some nights so hard to breathe, I thought I would die. A room once my world, my magic carpet, my throne, became nothing more than a reminder that I have grown." So that is my collection of poetry that I wrote when I was 19. If you haven't figured it out yet, I went to college for creative writing and English, so got my degrees in that. I love to write in prose, like I mentioned in that book, poems, nonfiction, memoir, a lot of different styles, but I do love poetry. I did my senior thesis and my high school senior project both on poetry. I just felt the freest in form with writing poems. So I have a lot of poems, but this journal is actually my poetry journal because when I was younger, I knew the only way to get better would be to practice. So I would make myself write 3 poems a day in here. They didn't have to be long, they didn't have to be good, but I wrote 3 poems a day in this journal. And it's where a lot of my best poems actually came from because I was scribbling away, just writing. I think one of them was actually published. Yeah, so poetry journal. The way that I like to organize my journals or thoughts is that I need to have that one dedicated journal that is like for the year that I write all the entries in. But then I also need to have like a journal for poems, or a journal that I keep in my purse, which I'm about to get into these fun little ones because I always kept a traveling journal with me for more just like little simple thoughts. But one of the other more like organized journals that I have is this one. This journal is dedicated to writing to my grandmother after she passed away. Anytime I wanted to write to my grandmother, I would write a letter to her in here, and it's really sweet, it's really sad. It's mostly on holidays, or the first entry I have, I write, "Dear Grandma, I got into college today. Can you believe it? Some relative on your side said you would have been proud of me." I can't read these without crying, but I'm so glad that I had the safe space to tell her about my life after she was no longer there to see it. I tell her about my high school graduation party, or when my aunt was visiting, and I say, you know, she's here, she arrived yesterday, and you wouldn't believe how big the kids have gotten. Oh my God, this is really sad. But yeah, really special. I'll tell you a little secret though about this journal. It is not just for letters to my grandmother, because if you turn it, nobody tell my boyfriend this. Actually, you can, it's fine. I'm sure he won't even make it this far in this video, but if you turn it over, it's where I also wrote letters to boys as a teenager when I had so much to say and things didn't work out. It was really helpful. It was like a goodbye. It was when I needed closure and didn't get it. Like the first one is from 2015, and I start with saying, "I am writing this in hopes it will clear my head. Maybe if I say everything I want to tell you right here, I will no longer think of you every day." So I did this with not just one boy that has like an 8-page letter. We've got another boy that I said goodbye to basically. And then I wrote a long letter to my first ex-boyfriend after we broke up, which helped a ton. It ends with, "You haunt me with my bleeding heart still in your hand." Anyway, this is my bullet journal. So I went through a bullet journal phase and it was really helpful at the time, but it's just not the way that I journal. It was almost like too rigid and like put together. I don't know. So it's fun to look back on, but bullet journaling just was not for me. I, in my own sense, journal the way that I journal. So oh my God, the budgeting in here. This is how much money I earned and how much I spent. I've come a long way. This one is really special to me, and I'm not sure I've ever even spoken about it, which is surprising. I must have. There's no way I couldn't have. This is my YouTube journal. Back in 2015, like the day that I started my channel, I also created this YouTube journal, which was a very safe space. I made the whole front and back. Like these are all the stickers from my childhood, printed photo stickers. The whole thing is handmade, but I wanted a safe space for YouTube. So the first page is goals, and I made this with 0 subscribers back in 2015, but I wrote out like the goals of how many subscribers I wanted to achieve. And fun fact, this is the second time I did this, because the first time I wrote out all of my goals for subscribers, like it literally goes from 100, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 10,000, 11,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40, 100,000, up to 1 million. I looked at this after I made it, and then I crumpled it up and I was like, that is insane. There's no way that's possible. And then I remade another copy and put it in here. But it's just so crazy because I had that like fear of failure or doubt back then, but it's so cool to see it now half filled out with the dates of when I hit that milestone. I've got different partnership offers. Oh my God, back when MLMs were scamming everyone. 20 things I learned by the age of 20, video ideas. I have VidCon business cards and milestones. I have quotes from VidCons of like what creators had given for advice. I've got like businesses I've worked with. So it's just a way to kind of document my journey on YouTube, and it's really cool to see how far I've come. Ooh, okay, this journal is also super special to me. I call it my healing journal, and it's very Tumblr inspired because I spent a lot of my time on Tumblr back in the day, but it's the reminder when I needed it. So in here, I've got quotes from Teabags, fortune cookies, stickers, no one's going to save you, get up. That's the first page. I am meant for bigger things. Quotes that my therapist said to me, like February 20th, 2015, she told me, "It is also important that you heal the younger you and take care of her. You are older, wiser, and stronger now. You will feel the emotions of your youth as though they are present and pulling you backwards. In those moments, you must remind yourself of the gains you've made and comfort yourself." And then I doodled next to it the way I did as a child to heal that. My therapist also said that I'm valuable because I'm here. Everything's a little brighter in the morning. Keep going. This is where I had the opportunity to have fun and draw and be really creative. And I have like an envelope here with a little letter in. Like I've got paint samples in here that say, "Sometimes the bad things that happen in our lives put us directly on the path to the best things that will ever happen to us." It's basically all those little reminders that I needed to hear. And I've always wanted to share this with you. I just wanted to wait until it was done. Here I have like things in my life I can control because I needed that reminder of what was in my control. And then some flower doodles next to it, and I write, "Petal by petal, leaf by leaf, I will keep growing until I am complete, and you will have to watch me." This is really special to me. While you are waiting, you are not merely waiting, you are growing in your capacity to receive what is meant for you in the right timing. So yeah, really special little healing journal. Let me know if you want me to do a full video on this one. I would love to show you. So this was my first like healing Tumblr journal, I guess, from high school going into college, and I do have a full video on this one, so I'll link that video above and down below. But here, even on the front cover, I write "my safe space," and it really was. Oh, I wish I could deep dive into this one so much, but I've got that video, so definitely watch that. I've glued in paper dolls from my childhood in here. I've got poems. It is just insane. So this one means a lot. My 10 laws of the universe right here, which are not like the 10 laws, they're my 10 laws. This really fun piece I made with newspaper that says, "But if you love me, why'd you leave me?" I really like that song. I have dandelions that I picked. Really special journal. Highly recommend watching that video. It's already up. I want to talk about the travel journals that I always kept in my purse. So like I mentioned, I always had a journal with me, on me, since like as soon as I started carrying a purse, I guess. So around when I got my license, just as like a little safe notebook to keep my thoughts in. So it started with these 2 decomposition books. High school, first couple months of freshman year of college. I could do full videos on these because these thoughts are like short and simple. Like here I write, "Romanticizing versus fantasizing. What is the difference? There are moments I wish I could feel forever, and today after school was one of them. I got a new phone. Look at how small that phone used to be." Yeah, I'd love to go through some of these smaller ones, but I've got these travel size journals. This one was for my sophomore year of college. Ooh, this travel size journal was specifically for people that I was in like a romantic relationship or fling with, situationship, like all of those thoughts I put in here. Like September 13th, 2015, I woke up with you on my mind. I missed you even though I felt hurt and upset and angry at you. It ranges from when I had feelings about these people to when they like hurt me, or if it ended, or if I was struggling to get over someone. It was really helpful for me to write about it in here. It's weird reading this now with such a different perspective on these people. Oh my God, this one's sad. September 26, 2016. He asked to hold my hand. He asked to put his arm around me. He asked if he could kiss me. I'm not used to being asked. He said he's respecting my space. I guess I'm just not used to being respected, but I like it. Oh, then we got some lists in here of places and people and things. Oh my God. I have a list in here called "All of the Dumb Fights We've Had." Also, I write here, I must have had this from therapy, but on the other side it says, "If you need to question it, then you need to eliminate it." I was on the verge of breaking up with this person, but all the dumb fights we've had. Not calling him babe enough. Not responding fast enough. Giving the silent treatment. A guy asked how my night was. Not going out with me on my birthday. That was valid. Not communicating his feelings. Asserting advice when not asked for. Telling me how to handle money. calling me irresponsible, calling me anything, interrupting me, making me walk home alone, ignoring me. Yeah, why was I even dating that guy? Because a few entries later I write, it was never a question as to if we break up, but a matter of when. I write thoughts on our 1-year anniversary, girl. So yeah, this is a fun little boy journal, like, well, boy and girl journal. That's where the fun stuff comes in. More travel journals. This was a little monthly like journal where I just kind of did like, whoa, there were Polaroids in there. Lots of Polaroids, my God. August, and then I would just write bullet notes for what happened that month. I think I was really afraid of just forgetting the little things. This was my most recent travel journal that I always kept on me. So this ranges from 2020 into like 2021, and they're very short. Like here I wrote, I grow roots really quickly, meaning that I get attached quickly to people, places, and things. I write, 2020 was the ace, both the lowest and highest of the deck, the start and the end. I told the moon about you. This one's fun, and it's recent, so it's special. This is another travel journal that I have, just a more small, compact journal that I can keep in my purse, and this one is from 2018. And like I said, I go through these really quickly. So when this one was full, I started using this one, and it just goes on and on and on. And this journal is from college, and I would keep it in my backpack for, again, similar small thoughts. I have all of my Disneyland fast passes in here. So that was back when I went to Disneyland for VidCon. I have my receipt from Rockefeller when I went to New York. I've got museum stuff. Me and Bennett, oh my God, Bennett and I are babies. This is from 2017 and 2016. Oh wow, I don't remember writing this, but this is when I was in that not so healthy relationship. I was young, you know? I write, the word came out of my mouth like a sudden sneeze. I want to break up. The sun is literally setting on me, so that's why I'm starting to move quicker through these journals. I might as well get some of these big ones out of the way. So if you've been watching my channel for the last 2 years or so, I have found comfort in this type of journal. You're probably very familiar with what I'm about to show you, but Anthropologie, I heard that they no longer sell them, which makes me so mad and makes me realize I should have stocked up. Anthropologie had my favorite type of journal that I would use for that year. So this is my 2020 journal. Each page was blank, like no lines, no dots, nothing. And this one is full. So I could do a full video showing you my 2020 journal, but I took such good care of this one. I mean, this was the year of where everything changed. And I definitely felt the pressure of wanting to document that as like a primary source in history, because we went through so much history. You know, in March, I had a title page called The Corona Diaries, and I document the pandemic and the murder of George Floyd. I write about that because we were in the heart of it here in Minneapolis. I shouldn't say heart, I guess. We were in the thick of it here in Minneapolis. And I write about my, like 2020 was the craziest year of my life because that's when YouTube took off. And I paid off all of my student loans, and I paid off all of my loans, and life really started to stick. I feel like I went through a really big Saturn return that year. It's just crazy. And this is such a special journal to me. I should do a full video on this. How am I going to get through all these journals? I'm gonna have so many videos to make. So this is 2020. And then the next year, I got this pink one from Anthropologie, and this was my 2021 journal. This one is really special to me because I didn't know where it was going in the beginning. You never do. I remember like when it started to take form because at the beginning of 2021, I started dating a woman for the first time. And I mean, if anyone has gone through that progression of coming out or going through those firsts as an adult, it's referred to as almost a second puberty for people that come out later in life because it feels like that. It's just so cool to document it. And I don't go back and read often because the feelings are just so intense that it can be kind of difficult. It's very special to me and I want to keep it safe, and that's why it's tucked away. It's so crazy. Like, I have an entry about being nervous for my first date with her. Every time I think about it, my stomach flies to my throat. I know it will be okay, but my mind right now, who should arrive first? Where do I wait for her? Do we hug? Will I look different or ugly behind my face mask? Oh, because we had to wear masks still. What do I wear? Do I put on makeup? I don't normally wear any, but does she? If she doesn't, should I? What if she prefers natural no makeup on girls? I'll have a mask on anyway. What wallet/purse do I bring? Who pays? Do I drink? What can I order that's easy to eat and not messy? Is it just dinner? If we were to kiss, when, how, and who goes in? How do I tell her about OnlyFans? Oh, that was a good point because I was doing OnlyFans. What happens after dinner? If she invites me over, do I say yes or another time? Yeah, this is a really fun year, 2021. Maybe I'll do like a video going through a few years, but not in this one. So this was 2021, and then we have my current anthropology journal, my 2022. I'm still working through this one. I'm not ready to share this one with you yet. Maybe at like the end of December, I could show you more from my 2022 journal. That's a good idea. Let me know if you want to see that video. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. Oh, I forgot to show you. This journal was used for big entries. First one is from like 2016 through 2019, 2020, because I started that 2020 journal. So this was the one. Oh, I should have done this one first, because this is the journal that I was using before I discovered anthropology, and now I can never go back. This journal is really special to me because it's just straight up writing. The anthropology ones give me so much more freedom to be expressive and creative, but this one is very, very raw. And some entries are just very hard to look back on, but the first entry I write at 3:19 a.m. California time, June 25th, 2016. And just when you think it can't simply get any better, life does. And you bask in the utter awe of wondering what you did right and how flipping lucky you are to have made it here. Because here you are in the most amazing moment and try to take it all in, but forget even the most basic tasks like how to breathe or stand because life doesn't feel real right now. Today might have been the very best day of my entire life. And I'm not just saying that. Yesterday I thought was the best. I seriously thought it could not get any better. But from the moment we woke up to the second I turned off the light, staring at my sleeping friends in beds before me at 1:07 a.m. and know how lucky I am to be here. Kiara said, "Night, KK," then laughed and said she never thought she would be saying that to me in our shared hotel bed in California. I met so many more amazing people today and gave out so many cards, some even asked for one. I felt a rush of inspiration and starstruck walking into a bathroom to find Megan Rinks walking out. So this was at VidCon. It was my first VidCon. Very special. Of course, I started dating my first boyfriend this year, so I have a lot of entries about that. I saw Wicked for the first time. I went to Chicago. Yeah. And that leaves us with the rest of my current journals. So I still use all of these along with my 2022 journal. But we have my little monthly bullet point journal. This is where I just do bullet notes of big things that happened that month. Again, I think it's because I'm afraid I'm going to forget. But so far in November 22, I have Taylor announces the Eras Tour. I got tickets. I did a handstand in yoga for the first time. Just little things that I don't want to forget throughout the months. Ooh, this I love. I think it's beautiful. I got it from an online shop, magicofeye.com. It's the best quality, and this is my dream journal. So I try to document dreams because, and I have videos on this as well, but a lot of my dreams end up coming true / they are actually visions. And that's why I always write down my dreams to reference details, because I cannot tell you how many times something so specific has happened in a dream and then it happened exactly the same way months, weeks, a year, maybe later in real life. And I just need it written down to prove that it actually happened. So this is just a safe space for all of my dreams, as weird, sad, bizarre as they are. They're all in here, and I keep this by my bed. You have probably seen this journal as well. This is my manifestation journal. I started it in 2020, and now I have about 3 pages left. So for 2023, I'm gonna have to get a new one. But this is where I write that monthly letter to the moon. This is where I write out my yearly goals. This is where I write anything spiritual. If I'm manifesting something, I write it in here. I've got letters to when we had the open vortex on July 3rd of 2021, where the sun aligned with Sirius and it was the mystical sun. I wrote a letter to the sun to try manifesting something, since I always wrote to the moon. I wrote letters to people when I was trying to manifest them back into my life, but most of them are just like blue full moon in Aquarius, new moon in Virgo, and then I would write on that day what I was manifesting. It's crazy looking back because literally everything came true, and I could probably do a full video on this. I literally have 3 pages left, which is perfect because it's November, so it should match up perfectly. But the last entries are from the new moon in October leading into the full moon in November, and I write about my manifestations for that moon cycle. One of the manifestations is a successful bathroom makeover video, meaning I hope it does well. I love this journal, but I feel like I've definitely started to outgrow it, so I'm really excited to start a new one the new year. And then this is my most recent journal purchase. I really love it. It's from Target, and this is where I am starting to write out YouTube plans. Basically, it's my YouTube journal. So I have inspirational quotes, I've got video ideas, I've got scheduling, I've got planning, video prep, everything is in here for YouTube. And then the last journal that I have in this collection, you might recognize, and it is my budget journal. I've had this since 2018, 2017, and I have made a full video on how I budget and track my spending. So I'll link that above and down below if you want to get a feeling for how I organize this. I'm very old school. I know a lot of people on that video comment about how I should just do it on my laptop or on Excel, or they'll say things like, you know, you can do that on your laptop, or there are apps or websites. Sure, but I need to write it down. So this is where I track monthly spending and all the money I've earned. I've got receipts for business in here because a lot of my spending is a write-off for YouTube. When I worked a job, I'd put all my paychecks in here, but it's just how I budget. And usually if I'm working one day, I have my budget journal, my YouTube journal, and then my planner, and I have them with my laptop. Okay, the sun is literally down. It's 4:30. I need to quickly take a thumbnail before the sun has completely set. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot believe how long I have rambled. I did not realize I had so much to say, but thank you so much for watching this video. I definitely really want to do full videos on each journal. So yeah, let me know which journal you want to see a full video on, and thank you so much for watching this whole video. I'll see you guys real soon with my next one. Bye!